What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Geek Babble, where one fan described it as the least bad thing he watched this week. We are happy to get into the weeds here about all the cool geeks shit that has dropped over the last week. We've had some... Oh, Dave just had to back out again. This seems to be a recurring thing with Dave. I thought he must... I added him just a little too early. Hang on. I love this. It's like a special segment in the show now. There's Dave.
Yeah, it's called the Dave drops out because his mic won't work again.
You know, the problem is you came back in as the song was ending and I added you back and I was like, shit, I probably did that too early.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll test it next week.
All right, guys. 15 minutes after you guys start for like the next segment. So like,
right.
Seamless.
Cool. All right, so we'll go around the horn here. How's everybody doing? Dave, obviously you just popped back in. So how are you doing this week, man?
You know, it's another day in COVID land.
Cool. Yeah, everything's every day is exactly the same, just like Trent Reznor said.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go over to your right, Chris Crow. How are we doing? Although it says Fisk today. Why?
Criminal, bald, you know.
Oh, Fisk. Okay.
Been watching a lot of Netflix.
No, but I do love me some Daredevil on Netflix.
Yep.
I love that show.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about some nerdy Marvel shit in a little bit for sure. So, Berto, how you doing, buddy?
So good. I'm eating candy, and the sugar is like, woo! Feels good.
Excellent. Well, guys, obviously on this show, we have a bunch of topics to drive the conversation, and this week's no exception. We have 4 main topics this week. A couple of them have had slight alterations, just because of the fact we pushed the episode a day, and more shit dropped in between there. When I announced this, when I organized the topics, and when we're going live now. So our first topic today is going to be about Spider-Man 3, or whatever the hell they're going to call it. Jamie Foxx, with 2 X's, despite what the graphic says, is returning to play Electro, but that's not it, because on the back of that news, which is crazy as it is, there's rumors that Kirsten Dunst and Dane DeHaan, they're both in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man movies, are apparently coming back. And today they announced that Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange himself, is coming back, is going to be in this 3rd Spider-Man movie. That's a lot of people to have in a Spider-Man movie, which already has, you know, your typical Spider-Mans, your side characters, your Mary Janes of that universe. What do you guys think about this?
Is she going to be playing Mary Jane? Because she's way too old.
Yeah, well, there's already a Mary Jane, so you got to imagine that this is going to be some kind of a multiverse.
Owl the Spider-Verse. Forget my multiverse, but this is your Spider-Verse. This is how they make all 3 movies, all 3 of those universes canon at the same time.
Yes.
Build off of Into the Spider-Verse. That's my guess with Madam Web, because I mean the Doctor Strange is kind of your giveaway that Jamie Foxx, Kirsten Dunst,
okay,
and the other guy, the hand side, whoever he was, are all they could all be cameos, right? Like that literally those guys could be in there as cameos to be like as he's zooming through the different universes.
So,
I mean,
could pop up.
I don't know about Spider-Ham, but I've heard rumors that that even Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have expressed interest in coming back if they just expand it that way.
Crazy.
So it makes even more sense.
I'd be down for it, actually.
It makes even more sense with Sam Raimi heading up Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So
That's
if you
true.
think about that tie-in, and now you have your Kevin Bacon and Benedict Cumberbatch kind of tying those 2 movies together, like it really does sound like that could be what they're going with, or that's gonna play into it in some way in some point.
Right.
What does Kevin Bacon do in the Spider-Man movies?
Nothing. I just went with that 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon analogy and didn't really explain it.
I was like, did I miss something? Where
the 6 degrees of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You had me confused too with that. I was like, wait a minute, Kevin Bacon.
I got really excited.
I was thinking of X-Men first class, and I was
they could pull it in if they wanted to.
Everything's only 6 steps away from Kevin Bacon, right?
That's true.
It is true.
Did you guys you don't think this is like too much though? I feel like Spider-Verse as the animated movies is already its own thing. Do you think that maybe the movie for me, I feel that the live action movies maybe should have steered away from this for a little bit? Yeah. You know?
They're doing the Batman versus Superman thing where they're putting one foot in front of the other too fast, because we haven't had like a true, and we talked about this last time. I think we haven't had like a true Spider-Man Marvel Universe movie yet.
Really?
What do you mean?
Because he's been like Tony Stark Jr.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it hasn't been like full on Spider-Man.
You haven't seen him as his lone hero taking
That's
on.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
I think
the last one was kind of that.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I mean they mentioned Tony a lot in the last one, but I mean really it's just the glasses. Like that's the only connection.
No, but he's so much a part of that movie that like it's all about living in the shadow of Tony Stark. You know,
tough shit, Spider-Man.
Mysterio, well, Mysterio's another Tony Stark like origin villain, right? Like same thing with the Vulture. So like you don't have a Spider-Man villain yet. Right. I think this is Disney and Sony hitting up on that renegotiation that they went through, where they want the Venom and Tom Holland to be in the same movie. So by opening up the multiverse of madness, now they can have Tom Holland show up in their movies without affecting Marvel's continuity. I really do think that this is like, it could be too much too fast, but this is kind of like some business and politics happening behind the scenes. And now that gives them a way to tell a Marvel story in the Marvel universe that uses Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Right.
But then, Venom universe movies actually happen in their own separate universe. And now you have that gateway, how Tom Holland could get sucked into either one.
That's very true.
I guess it depends on how much these cameos are how big the cameos are gonna be.
I would assume the Benedict Cumberbatch one's going to be kind of big.
Yeah,
I don't think you're bringing over another MCU hero unless it's a like substantial part of the movie. And if it is the multiverse, Dave's 100% right. There's no way that whatever happens in Multiverse of Madness or whatever the tie-in is there, if this isn't either the starting point for that next Doctor Strange movie or a result of the Doctor Strange movie. So
Doctor Strange happens first, right?
I don't know. According to no. I don't think so, because I think according to I have a list we're going to pull up in a little bit for another topic, but Spider-Man 3 is supposed to come out before that. Spider-Man 3 is supposed to come out Christmas next year, and Multiverse of Madness, I think, was pushed until we have no idea. I mean, these movies could be before or after each other in the actual timeline of the movies, and their release dates could be totally skewed. So
we're living in a world where we don't even know if movies are going to come out. Let alone be made. So
right, save that for another topic.
Yes.
Black Widow.
But Jamie Foxx too. I like when they announced him coming back as Electro, which was kind of one of the big things I wanted to talk about. His character sucked in the movie that he was in. Amazing Spider-Man 2, terrible villain, terrible portrayal. By Jamie Foxx did what he could with what he was given, but it just wasn't a good villain in any way.
That's crazy.
The design was shit. Like the character the character makes no sense because the character literally he's just like a bumbling like fool who you feel bad for that has an accident that gives him these electrical powers, and he's not even trying to hurt anybody. It's kind of like saying, yeah, he really isn't. And until like one person's like, well, he basically has like a point in the movie where another villain is like, you should just be a villain. And he's like, I will be a villain. He's not zapping people.
He's like I've been so bored. Thank you.
Yeah. Like, it's like literally just, that's basically the turn of the movie. It's terrible. So my hope is with him coming back, I was hoping he was going to be the same character as Electro in the Tom Holland universe. So they could redo it and have it be like just a totally different story for like, with the same actor, like here's another shot. Let's do it right. But now that they're bringing in all these other characters, I'm thinking it's probably just going to be that fucking stupid blue guy. Like, look at his stupid face. Look at that fucking design.
I mean, yeah, the green costume is so much better.
I know, right? I know. I can't back that up,
dude. Look at that costume. I didn't even know who that was. I was like, is that like a weed hero? Like,
he's Captain Cannabis.
Captain Cannabis.
There you go.
Oh man, yeah. Like I know. I guess it was
Electro.
Funny. I guess maybe they thought that was a step up from the original costume.
Yeah, I guess.
Outside of his power set, though, Electro is kind of like a joke in the comics. Like, you would think he's this badass OP guy, but like he's just very one-dimensional. Here's a burglar that has electrical powers, and he's just a bad dude. And so, like, he's not really a three-dimensional character anyways. He's actually one of the weaker of Spider-Man's rogues from a backstory standpoint.
So he doesn't have like Raiden's powers. Like he's
No,
not
he
cool?
like pretty much does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He can travel through electrical lines. He can fucking
Yeah.
like all that shit. Yeah.
But he's just not as cool. He's
That
just kind
doesn't,
of
that doesn't mean they can't make him a three-dimensional character, though.
Yeah. All Spider-Man has to do is hit him
No,
with
I
a
agree.
negative charge.
Yeah.
He hits him with the negative battery. He's
he
like,
throws
"Ah!"
batteries at him. Oh, batteries, my only weakness.
I'm pretty sure there's comic book arcs where he's captured him in a battery, where he captures him in that closed cell. He's like, "Ha ha! I
Car
win."
battery puts him in a fucking Buick.
Yeah.
He's stuck in a Buick forever.
Nobody start this Buick.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
200 years go by.
I don't know. This news just sounds to me like they're trying to cram way too much into the movie. And for all we know, like I said, the Kirsten Dunst and Dane DeHaan, those were only rumors that I heard. And same thing with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. So,
Dude, fucking Franco could pop up.
Franco could pop up.
That'd be awesome. Comes
So-
in
so
looking all
good.
stoned. Yeah.
I was gonna say that really is Weed Man.
Yeah.
So this universe hasn't shown a Harry or a Norman Osborn at all. So
True.
realistically, you could have Willem Dafoe come back to play Norman Osborn again too.
That'd be dope.
So, but again, are we cramming too? I mean, you already have J.K. Simmons back as what's his face?
Yeah,
That-
but
that's
Jonah
right.
Jameson.
there's nobody in the world that could play him better than he does. So
Yeah.
Everybody says that when there isn't another person, like
no, but he pretty much nailed it. Like
imagine if like Daniel Day-Lewis came out of retirement and wanted to do it. Like
He wants to be J. Jonah Jameson.
yeah. But he
I know
plays
you
him
guys
like
like
the
me
dude.
Lincoln, but
anything-
I really gotta give J. Jonah Jameson a shot.
I'm a
here.
newspaper man.
I don't know. I'm thinking Nicolas Cage. Let's get him doing it.
Oh, you'd be a great J. Jonah Jameson.
That'd be great, dude. I'll watch anything he does.
He would've
Hell
been- he
yeah.
would've been a
There's
good-
a Spider-Man running around.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty
Spider
good. That's
Man.
pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
He'd be a good Superman too.
Yeah.
No,
he
he
was gonna do it at one point.
Oh my God! Did you ever watch a sidetrack? You guys ever watch that documentary, "The Death of
Oh, yeah.
Superman Lives"?
The Schnepp, the John
Oh.
Schnepp documentary.
It's so good. Like Kevin Smith gets interviewed a shitload for it because he wrote so many. He wrote like the initial draft of the movie that
yeah.
was gonna get made by
With
Tim
the
Burton.
big, with the big
And-
spider in it.
Oh my God, it's so good. And like
No.
when they cut to the images of you've probably seen them of Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
But like
yeah.
there's like shots of him like with the suit on, like walking around, like, oh, I'm gonna look like, and the suit is ridiculous.
Yeah,
And his hair,
crazy.
his hair is
insane.
ridiculous. It's the Con Air hair. Like, dude, I'm fucking Superman.
Was it Cameron Poe? The Cameron
Oh,
Poe
Yeah.
hair?
Cameron Poe hair. Oh,
The movie's
Jesus Christ.
awesome.
I love Con Air.
Me too.
We should do all Con Air episode.
I could do that.
You know what? We'll do an episode. I'm gonna look up whatever the hell Nicolas Cage's birthday is, and we're gonna do an episode exclusively about his like best movie roles.
Dude, he's the man. Nicolas Cage is the shit.
He is, because you know what his thing is. He gives you, no matter what movie he's in, he's giving you 110%.
Of course, yeah.
story.
He does it. He leaves it on the table. Oh, he
I want to
cares
see.
about it.
I want to see because I want to see Nicolas Cage be the bad guy in one of the Mission Impossible movies. Because then you have Tom Cruise who gives it 110%, and you had Nicolas Cage giving it 110%.
And it'd be great because he fought Superman in the last Mission Impossible. Now he's going to fight the better Superman
That's
in the
right.
next one.
That's right.
All
Oh,
you do is
shit.
picture them like face to face, is yelling at each other and giving each other COVID, and that's the
Yeah.
end of the movie.
And then in the end, the fight scene is so terrible because they're old. They're old
Yeah.
as fuck in the next
Yeah.
one.
Oh my God. That's
Anyway.
good stuff. All right. Well,
That
anyways,
was a sidetrack.
I think that's good because I think we're pretty much done talking about the Spider-Man movie. Any final thoughts on Spider-Man 3, guys? I mean, we don't know when it's gonna come out, but I thought so. If this was supposed to get released at the end of next year, this movie should be like pretty much fucking wrapped, don't you think, filming wise?
I mean, you would think, but then with all these people that are coming into it, it's hard to know. You know, the Multiverse of Madness is one thing, pulling that into it.
Mhm.
With his secret being out and that kind of being like a pitfall of him, and they want to do like a real Spider-Man movie one day, I could see them doing Brand New Day as well. That's, I guess, my other thought is like the whole reason that the Multiverse of Madness gets pulled into it is they have to erase everyone's memory that he's Spider-Man.
Oh. Right.
And so I don't know. Like that. There's going to be some weird things happening there. None of this is directions I thought this movie was going to go in, though. So I'm really curious. Yeah,
dude, Far From Home leaves it in a way that you're like, all right, interesting Spider-Man movie. Like, and now they're throwing all this shit on top of it, and I'm just like, I think your base idea of him being on the run or whatever, what it was going to be, that was already interesting enough. Why are we piling
fucking John Wick and shit? Just ends. And you know, in the next one, he's going to be on the run immediely.
I was just expecting him to be like fake news, and then everyone gets confused about who's actually Spider-Man.
It's crazy. All right, but I think that pretty much kills that topic for us. This next one will be a very quick topic, but it was super exciting for those of us who are in the know, unlike Birdo. Cobra Kai, the incredible Netflix series, or now Netflix series, which has been obviously everybody's number one watch show on Netflix since it dropped a couple weeks back, has announced that season 3 comes out on January 8th. Everybody who's watched seasons 1 and 2, which is just obviously excludes Birdo, how are you guys feeling about this news? Are you pumped that it's dropping so soon in 2021? Or
I wasn't prepared.
Or were you expect? I was expecting this to drop because I actually watched an interview with the showrunners, and they said that they didn't know when it was going to come out in 2021. They just knew that they hoped it would be early, is what they said in their negotiations with Netflix. So it sounds like Netflix is pretty impressed with what that show's pulling in to have it be like, all right, we're going to drop the next season right at the beginning of the year.
See, I watched it back when it was on YouTube Red, so I've actually been waiting for a while for season 3. Everyone who's just watched it because it went to Netflix is like, holy crap, we're getting season 3 this soon? Yeah, it's been a while.
I know. Is that right? Like there's the opposite of that. Like I literally just watched it because YouTube Red, I got a lot of subscription services. I didn't need to pull that in just for Cobra Kai, even though I heard it was incredible. But I'm more than happy with what I'm getting out of it on Netflix. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm not mad I waited, and then I feel like I'm getting rewarded for waiting because I'm getting a 3rd season within like a couple of months. So thank you for, I guess, watching it on YouTube Red, so Netflix wanted to buy it in the first place.
I know. I feel like people, maybe not Chris, but I feel like people like Chris are going to be super bummed that like all these bandwagon fans that just jumped on because it's on Netflix are like getting the 3rd season before them. They're like, no, we should get it first.
That's me, baby. Bandwagon.
YouTube Red must have tanked because
all they had was Cobra Kai,
right? And now it's at Netflix, so now they literally had the only thing they had to stay in the game.
Is YouTube Red also what gets rid of the ads and shit? Like if you have it, you don't have to watch stupid ads before videos.
Yeah, YouTube Premium is called.
Oh, Premium. Okay.
Yeah, it's all the same thing now.
Because
rebranding is always a good sign.
Well, the people at YouTube Red or whatever, or just at YouTube, they told the showrunners, they were like, look, we thought like your show is great. It's got a lot of people to watch it, but we can't keep up with the demand for other shows and to keep people interested. So they gave them the option to shop the show around because they were like, we can only do this 3rd season and then we're done. So they instead of like closing it out with just 3 seasons, they told them like, go shop it around, like whatever you want. And they ended up going. Netflix originally wasn't interested in it anyways, but they decided to go with YouTube because YouTube said, you guys have 100% creative control of whatever you want to do. If you come with us, you'll get no interference whatsoever. Like you'll get all of our 100%. Like we're backing you 100%. You're going to be our only show that we're going to be pushing as hard. So they went with them initially because they were like, we can't miss this offer. But now they're back to Netflix, so clearly things are working out for them.
On a side note about the rebranding, I think they changed the name from YouTube Red because I'm sure a lot of people Googled YouTube Red and got RedTube.
RedTube. Yeah.
Which how did that not make it out of like the sounding board meeting? I
don't know, but I'm sure many a parent had to face that at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, YouTube Premium should have been what it was called at the beginning. That's neither here nor there if you actually think about it.
That's really funny.
That's funny.
Berto, you definitely need to get on. You need to get on the show though. I'm telling you, like I've gotten 3 of my sisters to watch it, and like all 3 of them finished both seasons within a week after starting it. They're like, I could not stop watching it. I love it so much.
It's the best Karate Kid movie they never made.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, do you like the Karate Kid movies?
Yeah, that's the thing. As a kid, they weren't my jam. I watched them like once, you know.
You don't
Like
even.
we were talking about this last time. I was more of a Three Ninjas kid. I'd watch those fucking movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll remake that.
I bet
I'll
you know
remake
what?
it
I
someday.
bet you someone will remake that in a few years.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be the Mr. Miyagi type guy. I'm gonna be
Which one?
fucking.
The grandfather.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
It's
gonna be the grandfather.
It's gonna be Puerto Rican ninjas.
I can remember Rocky.
You're
Was it
Dominican.
like
Are you
Rocky
Dominican?
and Tum Tum?
Eh. Oh yeah, Tum Tum. Right.
Yeah, I forget. There's a third one. I forget his name.
Colt.
Colt. I knew it was some ridiculous name like that.
Larry.
I gotta tell you, the first Three Ninjas movie is actually pretty good.
Dude, I love him, man.
Like I haven't seen it in a
bad.
long time. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I bet it holds up if I was gonna go back.
I
and watch it.
forgot any of this existed until I saw the question you wrote.
Dude, when they give the kidnappers, like they give them like Miralax or whatever, and then they like literally like the dude's like shitting his brains out, like as he's trying to kidnap the children. Like it's a pretty clever movie.
Yeah, man.
There's that one. Oh, the other one I remember from the '90s is Surf Ninjas.
Surf
That
Ninjas.
one.
I watched that periodically. Like I watched it less than a year ago.
Oh, Surf Ninjas is great. It's so bad in all the right ways.
It's great. It's
What's annoying about Surf Ninjas is Leslie Nielsen. You think like awesome bad guy, he's gonna be hilarious. He's not funny at all. He's just a bad guy in the movie. Like
it's so weird.
He doesn't have one comedy bit in the whole movie. Like it's how do you bring Leslie Nielsen in and not write it as like a funny character?
Exactly. Yeah, that movie is so weird. I love it.
The video game with the future.
It was the Sega Game Gear. Yeah. Oh my God.
Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider was like.
Oh, that's right. He's the older brother.
He's the buddy. He's the buddy. Yeah, he's the buddy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's a that movie's terrible. But Karate Kid or Cobra Kai is great, Berto. Make sure you watch it. And January 8th couldn't come any sooner. I'm pumped. All these shows are lining up for me. We got Mandalorian starts in like 2 weeks.
Mandalorian,
and then that next month after that, you get the WandaVision, which is going to be great. And then Christmas will probably make it so that I don't really care if another show drops. And then January 8th is right there. So. Good times, man.
When does like Stranger Things come out? Like I haven't kept up on that at all.
They do that in the summers.
Yeah, they delayed it. They delayed it 1 year because they were going to release it next year.
Damn.
I know the showrunners, the Duffer Brothers, they were burnt out on those first 3 seasons. So I know that they like kind of written to the contract for the 4th season that they were going to push it back, do a time jump, take a break.
Right,
draw it out a little bit more. So I'm not. So that's one of the reasons why this one's going to take longer.
Yeah,
in a way, the show didn't need to last more than 1 season.
Well, I actually, when I first watched the first season, I was surprised that they were doing a second season because I guess I just wasn't paying attention. In my head, I thought it was like a mini series that was going to end, and boy, was I wrong.
Yeah,
well,
and I'm glad too because I love that fucking show.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, like, so I didn't like the second season that much, but the third season was so to me. I'm such an '80s fan, right? So like the third season was the most '80s, like most references, 80s, most like songs, most like cool like cutaways to shit that like just like jump out '80s at me. So like I love that third season so much. So
if the mall now, I'm a sucker for like
anything at a mall.
I used to be a sucker for malls. And I remember loving them as a kid in the 90s. Like
I love malls.
They had the big fountains and shit. Like it was so fun to go to the mall and watching Stranger Things. Like that was like back when malls were cool.
Yeah.
And now you go to the fucking mall and it's like depressing as shit.
I still like the mall.
I haven't been to a mall in you know what? last Christmas when I took my kids to see the Santa at the Pheasant Lane Mall. That was and that mall sucks.
Yeah,
that was like the last mall I went to.
That's crazy.
Ouch, don't be digging on my mall. I see what you're doing there.
Was that your mall too?
Yeah, I guess. Lived in this area for like 5 years now.
That's true. All right. Yep. That's going to do it for Cobra Kai talk. We're going to move on to our next topic. And this is a pretty sizable one. I bet we'll spend a little bit of time on this one. And that is Better Luck Next Year, which is obviously a nod to the fact that the movie theaters, Regal Cinema, announced that they are shutting down all 260 locations or whatever the hell number of locations they have across the U.S. Because there's no content going to movie theaters, and there's not going to be any content, which has resulted
That's
from
crazy.
all of these movies that have just moved all their release dates. And I have some dates for you guys, but we'll go into them as we see fit. But let me share the screen with you guys really quick, just so you can see the list of movies I would have seen in theaters that have been affected by the moves here. So let me show you. Application window. Here we go. Look at this. So this is just movies that I would have seen, right? The list is gigantic. I would have seen all of these movies probably in theaters this year.
Avatar.
Well, Avatar got pushed. That one's on there because it got pushed from the end of next year to the year after or whatever.
Ew.
Yeah, Avatar is pretty gross, but yeah, it was a big blockbuster one, so I put it on there. But I mean, this list is huge. Like, these movies are just,
Dude, just give me that Wonder Woman 1984. Like, just let me watch it. I really want to watch it.
so that's the only movie that's still slated, like big movie that's slated to come out this year. Wonder Woman 1984.
That's
It's
good.
like November, right?
December. It's coming out Christmas now. It's now a Christmas release.
Oh,
I don't
It's gonna get pushed again.
Next. Yeah.
It's gonna get pushed again.
It probably will, but the thing is, if all of these movies keep getting pushed, next year now has no less than 15 blockbusters coming out, right? And that's fucking crazy. You cannot fit that in 2021. We're not going to have a vaccine until like mid-year next year.
They need,
realistically,
they are going to need to lose money on some of these movies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They need to release these movies,
Yes.
Well,
and
I
I
think
feel like they're going to.
So my
Like,
first show,
not
the
in
one we were
theaters.
on, the Black Widow one's a perfect example, right? Like that movie, if that dropped when this all started, went to demand, it was one of the first experimental ones, that would have made sense. The movie would have been timely. Now, like it's a yawn fest just waiting for that movie to come out. I'm not even excited for it anymore. Like the trailers have gone, they're by, and people probably they're going to get less people watching it on demand if they release it on demand now than if they did 6 months ago. And then if you do this another 6 months in the future where they have to cancel it again, I mean, I just think they're setting themselves up for a lot of challenges. They're better off biting that Harley Quinn bullet and just releasing them on demand as they're available. I mean, some of these movies did well. The Sonic movies done really well on demand, especially the kids movies, and I think comic movies. People are just going to buy it early. You put it up there for $20 and make people buy it, they're going to buy it.
Right. So, like, the test run here was Mulan, right? They dropped Mulan for that $30 price tag.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Mulan.
9 million people, 9 million people paid that, which got them like $250 million or something like that, which isn't, not crazy returns, but I think with some of these movies where they really haven't kicked up any of their like promo campaigns yet, some of the movies that were going to come out later in the summer that just got pushed, you might be able to make a profit on some of these. Like, prime example, Sony's Morbius movie, right? Probably wasn't going to break the fucking box office records, it probably would have made its money back and made a little more. Realistically, the movie probably cost $100 million to make. With marketing, you're looking at probably $150, $200 million. If it can make $250 million releasing it on demand, then just fucking do it. Like, honestly.
Oh, he's the vampire.
Yeah, because it's going to get steamrolled by these other movies next year anyways.
This is the time to transition to
female.
The stay at home.
straight to this is the time to transition straight to on demand / streaming services. If there was ever a time to test the waters and do it now, it's now, because I just don't see in the near future movie theaters coming back in a way that would be profitable, because AMC's been I was an AMC A-list Stubs member, and I canceled it because they reopened and I continued my service, but there's literally nothing to go see. The movie going experience is horrible. Like, you can wear a mask the whole time, no food, none of that crap. And it's just
they can't serve food.
No. They have food.
They
They
do?
have food.
Okay.
But you can't. It's still. He's right though. But if you're not literally taking a bite of food
No,
or
no,
taking
no.
a sip of your soda. You have to keep a mask on the whole
Their
time.
their concession, at least around here, their concessions are closed.
Oh, I heard the concessions were open, but that sucks then.
Yeah, it was just because I went to see New Mutants and it was just a miserable experience. Like I would have rather. I'm like, I wish they just released this on demand because I would have watched it at home. and been
So
perfectly fine.
you think
So
that
it
if
wasn't the
pull
movie
your-
that was miserable.
No, I actually kind of liked it.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't too bad.
Was it better than like Dark Phoenix or X-Men Apocalypse?
Oh yeah, like way better.
Setting high bars there, Duffy.
Well, if it's better, if it's no, now I only ask that because if it's better than those two pieces of shit, then like when it's on demand, like and it's like a $5 rental, maybe I'll consider it.
It's because it's not your typical X-Men movie. They do something different with it. But yeah, I just don't. I canceled AMC stubs because it was a waste of money.
I don't think they started my membership back up because I haven't been getting charged the $20 a month.
You had the option to, and I did because I wanted to go to the movies. So it just doesn't seem like Regal is closing, and AMC. I don't know when I read it or where I read it, but it was just recently that AMC was struggling even more so now more than ever, even after reopening. So I just don't know if they're going to survive into next year, to be perfectly honest, when these movies are supposed to come out.
I think the only theater experience that you're going to be able to have realistically in the next year, like, is probably drive-ins when they start. Like, I know that.
Oh yeah.
I know that there's one near us, Dave, in New Hampshire. The Milford Drive-In or whatever. And then there's the one in what's it called on Route 1? What the fuck's the name? The Kowloon. Kowloon has one.
Drive-ins might fill that need. Chunkies.
That was the next. I was gonna say that too.
The ones that are like the restaurant with the car seats, those are opening back up because it's easier to spread the seats out and
Chunkies
put your groups together.
God.
So I know my wife actually went and saw Mean Girls last week. I mean,
I saw Joker at Chunkies.
That's why
I saw Spy Kids at Chunkies.
Chunkies will survive. See, Chunkies can survive because
Chunkies will survive.
No, they will because they're a restaurant too. So you're going to be getting the restaurant experience, and they have the benefit of being able to play older movies and people actually going to see them because the restaurant makes it more worthwhile. Like my wife, she never saw Jaws and she never saw Goonies until we went to Chunkies and saw them with my whole family. So like her first time seeing those movies were on the big screen.
Good experience.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I still don't think she loved them the way I do, but
if you don't love Goonies, I don't
you gotta be hooked.
Yeah, lose my number.
Yeah,
Jaws is one of those movies you gotta fall in love with when you're younger because watching it now is cheesy as hell.
Yeah, maybe that did.
It is pretty cheesy.
Goonies is timeless.
Yeah.
Goonies is pretty timeless.
to me, Jaws is timeless. But I mean,
it is. But that shark.
Oh,
it's
shark
more
ain't timeless.
I think it's more
with the fucking rubber teeth.
Yeah,
it's more. I think Goonies is more easily, even across multiple generations. Goonies is easier to digest with all ages, you know. So
yeah.
Like I almost had my daughter watching Goonies, and then my wife came downstairs. She goes, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "It's Goonies." She's like, we can't have her watching Goonies. And I'm like, why? She's like, did people die? And I was like, well, there's one dead guy in like and I was thinking
he was
about
already dead.
Yeah, but I was thinking
already dead.
I was thinking about that scene though, and I was like, well, I can't let her watch that scene. So
and also there is a horribly deformed like special needs person. Like she's gonna be actually, you know what? This is the perfect. It'll give her nightmares, but you know she's a little too young to really. You know.
I mean, would you be disappointed if she started walking around saying, "Hey, you guys," all the time?
Amazing.
I would encourage it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, spread the word.
I mean, I'll take Data's Jaws of life over Jaws. That's all I'm saying. Let's say his little rubber teeth that you pull him out of the spike pit.
But yeah, that's a good point. This is
slick shoes.
This is a good time for drive-ins to make their comeback.
Realistically, I would go see a movie in a drive-in immediately.
And you can hit the fucking.
Yeah, that's true.
We got to go back in time. Like COVID's gonna set us back to like old timey shit. This is great.
Yeah.
Right now, drive-ins are all I can think of.
Well, that's
maybe
Berto's
Sonic
found the
media
one
doesn't
silver
cause a
lining.
civil
The
war.
one silver lining in COVID.
In Sonics will really see a rise because chicks on fucking roller skates bringing your food out safe, wearing
Yeah.
masks, drive-ins and old timey burger joints.
There you go. Hey, you know what? Start a old timey burger joint that doubles as a movie theater, and then you're gonna really rake it in the dough.
And then the vaccine comes out and everything just goes right back to normal. And I'm just like, fuck.
But even when the vaccine comes out, that's why I don't think next year is going to be good for movies either. Because even when the vaccine
take
comes
time.
out, yeah, it's going to take time. I won't feel comfortable going back and being shoulder to shoulder with somebody at a movie theater. I didn't like doing it before the vaccine.
No.
I told you guys I don't know if it was on Movie Trivia Battles or on this, but I went to see Zombieland 2, and I bought my ticket, and I bought one of in the
Double
AMC in the AMC near me. The end rows only have 2 seats each, right?
Yeah.
So I bought the outer seat, and like there were plenty of other seats. I bought the outer seat, and somebody when I got to the theater had bought the other seat, so I left. I didn't see the movie. I just went home.
That might be the last one I saw that one. We did a date night and ended up watching that one. That was good. It was good. It was fine. It was just more of the first one.
Did you end up actually seeing it, Duffy?
No, I've never seen it.
Not as good as the first one, but
It's a retread.
Yeah.
I was gonna go. At first, I was like, I'm just gonna sit somewhere else. But then, like, all the other like side seats were taken all the way up down, basically to the front, and then I had to sit in the middle. And like, someone's gonna come and tell me I'm in their seat, and it's all this guy's fault. And like, I basically just left, and I was so mad, and I was like, I can't even complain because they're gonna be like, who cares if he bought the seat next to you? We're like, I do. So it was very frustrating. But I hate that shit. So I don't know. I don't know how I'll feel when like did this guy get vaccinated? Like, don't fucking sit next to me. Like, I don't know. But my point is that this list of movies that are coming out next year, they're gonna start having to decide to take hits and just release them on demand. And honestly, some of them will probably be pretty successful. Like A Quiet Place 2.
Ah, yeah.
A Quiet Place 2 is coming out, and that movie, the first one made pretty good money on a very low budget.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure the second movie is probably upped its budget a little bit, but probably not crazy.
It's got Cillian Murphy in it. Of course,
I forgot the second one was.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy comes with a big price.
They get the Scarecrow. Come on.
I forgot the second one was even a thing because I remember
it
was gonna come out right when COVID hit, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll go see that. I forgot about it immediately.
Yeah.
True story. The last date I was supposed to go on with my wife pre-COVID was to go see this movie. She was so excited. She never wants to see scary movies, but she fucking loved A Quiet Place. So we were gonna go and see it. COVID hit, and she's like, they canceled it. Literally, we're still gonna go because it was like still so early into it that I was like, we'll go. And then they canceled it. And, like,
wait, so it was supposed to come out already?
Yeah, it was like March like 12.
It's been done for that long? Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They pushed it till February next year. And honestly, that's one of the ones that I'm talking about. That's
they
like
should have released it this month.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should release it for Halloween.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That would have been fucking killer.
That's the next one. Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, the 2 and 3 of this new retread of Halloween. Halloween Kills is supposed to come out this year. They pushed it. That's another one. Like, yes, the last one made a shitload of money. The highest
that would have been a
horror
perfect
movie.
VOD movie.
Right? Yeah.
The highest grossing horror movie ever. So I understand that they're like, this is gonna be a movie.
But
thing.
also it's Halloween.
Right.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's I don't even mean the holiday. I'm like, dude, you're making a Halloween movie from the franchise Halloween.
Yeah.
Like we know about it, like just release it on VOD.
Yeah.
Like it's not like
it's not something you fucking need to see in the theater.
You're the third retread. And granted, yours was the best, but still, it's Halloween, bro. It's a dude in the white mask. Just throw it on. Like, that'd be great for Halloween.
What it is? It's that double dip,
double.
right? Though, like if you think about it, a lot of the people who buy the video on demand are the ones who were going to buy it anyways. Like they were going to go see it in the theater and then buy it. Right. I think that's part of their calculus, right? Is they basically are losing that movie, that box office ticket sale.
Yeah.
And so, like, I get it a little bit, but at the same time, like, to your point, it's like they're losing money not selling them at all.
Right.
Like, at least they get some money so you can make the next thing. Because if they're gonna have nowhere to put them on, like if AMC's go away, if Regal goes away, they're gonna have to you're gonna have to open up Marvel movie theaters or something like that just to show your movies.
Dude, that is on the table. That's not even a joke. Like the
Disney domes,
the cinema, the big companies themselves have had discussions about buying. They've done it. Netflix in California has bought smaller theaters where they put regular movies there. They'll allow regular movies to play, but their Netflix original movies, they put them on big screens if people want to see them. So
you can go in there and fucking watch The Irishman and come out next year.
Yeah,
fucking
no lie.
Jesus, that'd be awesome.
I don't want to spend 4 hours in a movie theater like that, though.
He's going there. You sleep for 2 hours, watch a movie for 2 hours, do whatever. But it's still on.
It's gonna. Yeah, but it's gonna be is you're gonna fall asleep, and then it's gonna be like, "Are you still watching?" And you're gonna be like, "Oh shit!"
You're gonna wake up and an Impractical Jokers rerun is gonna be playing.
Well, The Irishman's 3 hours. Every hour it asks you if you're still watching.
Exactly. Just stop.
But in the here and now, I mean, movie theaters, if they don't open back up, you're screwed. So, and if you wait too long, people are going to lose interest, so you're screwed. So just strike now while people are still interested in these things. Like, fucking Bond's been delayed 9 times, even before COVID. So just fucking release the damn thing. Whatever. And I get it. Bond's a movie theater experience, but
yeah, you gotta have Bond in the theater, and it's kind of goes against what I just said, but
yeah. Black Widow moved 3 times. Eternals has moved 3 times.
Oh yeah, Eternals.
Let's see.
The Marvel movies, people are going to buy them anyways. That's why it makes no sense. The Wonder movie, people are going to buy them anyways. You're gonna not get what you could have got out of it, but you're still going to get something out of that stone.
Yeah.
The Bond movies, I mean, I only would go see. I have never purchased a Bond movie. I'll go see them in the theater. So I do kind of get pushing those ones out. So those are more like event movies you want to see in the theater.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, the other ones though, at the same time, if you got a brand and that character is going to make money, I don't know why you're holding on to it right now.
But then you get the people that hate going to movies because it's too expensive. So make it a little bit cheaper, and then people
stop being so poor.
People. Poor bad. But people might
be hard job.
Roberto Trump up there.
But people might be more inclined to rent it at home because they wouldn't have gone to see it in the theater. So if they could watch it at home, they'd buy it, and they might even rent it again because they liked it.
Right. So I think the issue there is your rental price, right?
Yeah.
If the rental price on these movies is $20 and then the buy it price is $25, people are just gonna buy it, right? At that price point.
And you can't do the Mulan. You can't do the fucking Mulan where you have to spend $10 with Disney Plus and then buy $40 worth of Mulan. You can't do it.
That's why Mulan didn't work. I agree. I mean, I say this is the first time. Mulan would have had more success if they released it through Amazon, used Amazon and other
$20 price point.
If they just said $20, buy it through these services, but because you're selling it exclusively through your streaming service, you're now saying you have to sign up for my service and then buy the movie. I mean, it's not going to happen. It's not going. People are. I'll wait till December when it comes on the streaming service for free in that situation.
Bill and Ted 3.
Oh yeah.
Awesome movie, by the way. $20 to rent, $25 to own.
Wait, can I just steal it?
Yeah.
You probably can now.
Well, yeah, you get the minute it went online, you could probably fucking grab a copy.
Steal Mulan right now.
I don't.
Don't fuck with Disney. You know.
I was gonna say
Disney will come after you.
Listen,
especially now that you've declared it.
Yeah.
This is Roberto.
I mean, I've never
Movie
stolen
Beast.
anything. That's all part of the bit. This is big. I there's too many movies. Someone needs to make the decision to drop their movies now, because honestly, I think as people who are waiting for content like this, you're going to get people to buy it. And Wonder Woman 1984 is a prime example. If you want to risk the release of it in the theaters, also at the same time give the option for people to buy it, because I think even Black Widow at the time, even if it was that $30 price point that they were offering for Mulan,
they should have been doing.
I'm pretty sure that $30 price point for Black Widow garners you another $200 million in sales, because people would pay because they love the MCU. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is those movies are raking in like half a billion or more.
Right.
Dropping
You're
in
definitely
movie theaters.
you're definitely
Yeah.
losing. You're definitely losing money. You're not making $1 billion. Like Wonder Woman was definitely $1 billion movie, right? So there's no way that it wasn't going to cross $1 billion. So it's. I understand that they're like, I don't know. Same thing with Black Widow. Probably would have made $1 billion, and now Mulan probably would have made $1 billion if it dropped in theaters appropriately. Appropriately.
I know.
But
now only made like half as much as the Chinese government paid them.
yeah. But it's yeah, so I think that's my point though, is some of these movies had hard ad campaigns where they paid a shitload of money, so they're in more than even the cost of the fucking movie. So they're weighing their options on what to do with these things. But like Eternals, we haven't even seen a trailer. We haven't really seen set images. So we don't have anything on that movie. That's a movie that hasn't been marketed at all. So
I was gonna say Selma Hayek's Instagram feed, I think, has done more work on that than anything else.
Yeah, same thing
Her
with
posting bikini pictures at age 55, saying, "Hey, I'm in this movie."
Yeah.
Wait, she's been posting bikini pics? I love Selma Hayek, bro. Dude,
oh, she's great.
55? She still looks bad, I guarantee. Where is she at? Selma.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Fucking one of the greatest movies of all time.
That's like
Desperado,
perfect.
man. Dude, Desperado. That's like literally, I'll tell you right now, and I don't care who's watching, if any of my family members are watching this, most rewound sex scene of my youth was Desperado. I can tell you right now. I wore that VHS fucking tape out.
You like Antonio Banderas that much, huh?
Yes.
See how? Man.
He's the tallest Mexican as ever on film.
Oh no, I hear you. She's one of my first crushes. I mean,
dude, she was perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it never really. It's one of those crushes that doesn't go away when you're like 12 years old and you're like, that's what women look like.
Dude, she was even hot when she was the snotty nurse in the faculty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I forgot she was in Faculty.
Yeah. Well, Robert Rodriguez, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't think you can name a movie she's in where I'm like, shucks, she was in it. I'm always excited to see her.
Yeah, man.
Wow, that's the new Instagram photo?
Nah.
Oh.
I just typed in Selma Hayek on Instagram and I just clicked on the hashtag and I was like, fuck it.
Well, it's gotta be new. You know what though? But I mean, honestly, that's still. I mean, Instagram. That's still a relatively new image.
You pull up the recent photos and it's crazy though. She looks almost exactly the same.
Hell yeah, her, J-Lo, they both look dope. It's that fucking Latin blood, bro.
Yeah, phenomenal. All right, let's go to our final topic today, guys, because the movie theaters are fucked. But the final topic today, which I say for last because I feel like it's timely. It's the Halloween season, so it's a good time to start rolling out some of these classic conversation pieces. And what better one than this? What is your favorite slasher movie? As you can see, I don't incorporate all the different slasher killers on here because there was too much work. I only wanted to do those guys. But yeah, I want to make sure to have some of you guys. I know Chris Crow is a massive fan of slasher movies. Berto, Dave, I honestly don't know if you're a big slasher movie guy or not.
I'm not a big slasher movie guy, but I've seen a bunch of them, and mine usually borderline on the like comically the ones that are funny. They're bad. They're funny. Like I love when Jason Goes to Manhattan, mainly just because of that the one scene where the boxer guy's like fighting him on the edge of the roof, and then Jason gets backed up to the edge of the building's edge there, and he pops his head off, and it's clearly like a Macy's mannequin head that's flying through the air. It is like the greatest thing I've ever seen. God, that was like one of the first slashers I ever saw. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, and my babysitter rented it, and she shouldn't have.
Yeah, Jason X is another one that I love, mainly just for that sleeping bag scene.
The sleeping bag scene. I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then more recently, I sincerely love the Netflix babysitter movies that like take the slasher dynamic and they flip it on its head, where like it's the teenagers are the slashers and they're chasing around this kid trying to kill him. But instead of killing him, they get themselves like stuck in these like awful situations where they're the ones that die, these horrible, gruesome, bloody slasher-like deaths.
I've never even heard of this show.
Oh, it's amazing! There's 2 movies on Netflix. It's like The Babysitter and like Babysitter Queen of the Damned or something like that. And they are awesome. They're just so funny. Where the movie starts and like they throw a seance and then like they like kill one of their friends. You're like, whoa, what the hell just happened here? And then like this gang of like seniors in high school are trying to kill this kid, like 11-year-old kid that they're babysitting, and he's just trying to escape them the whole movie, and they're the ones who keep dying.
It's Home Alone with serial killers.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
Nice.
phenomenal.
Yeah, there's two of them, and they're awesome.
Oh man.
Shit.
Right, before I get the rest of you guys is well, I mean, this is gonna be a big discussion, anyways. But have you guys seen the trailer for Freaky, the horror movie spin on Freaky Friday that is being released? All right, I'll tell you what, dude.
Heard of it,
dude. Vince
Is that
Vaughn.
like, does Vince Vaughn become his daughter or something like that?
Vince Vaughn is a serial killer. And then he goes after this high school girl. And just as he's about to kill her, like, I don't think it's struck by lightning or what, but all of a sudden, the next day, they wake up, the girl's in the serial killer's body, and then the serial killer's in her body.
Yeah, so see, that's horrific. Like, you wake up and you got fucking Vince Vaughn's dick right there. Like, you used to
that baby dick,
be a girl. Like,
dude, it looks amazing. Like, honest to God, I haven't been excited about a Vince Vaughn movie in forever. Like, probably 10 years.
For a Vince Vaughn movie.
I
don't know. After Old School, I was like, I love Vince Vaughn now. I'll watch it
great in Old School.
But no, but I haven't been excited for a movie for him in forever. So I saw this trailer, and he's actually funny in it, obviously, because he's pretending. It's like the Jack Black effect, where Jack Black was playing the girl in Jumanji. Like, it's hilarious.
Right.
This is a fun dynamic to play with, and the fact that she's in this serial killer's body, and it's Vince Vaughn like trying to convince her high school friends that it's her. He's like, it's me. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. The trailer looks really funny, and then obviously the twist on it is that the girl starts coming to high school and murdering all the high school students as the girl now. So
that's
it's
a clever idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a clever idea.
So it looked really good, and it's one of the Dave, probably right up your alley, because it seems like it's very comedy based slasher movie, but
and it's never coming out.
That's one that'll probably get released on demand.
Yeah, well, I don't know the last time a Vince Vaughn movie was in theaters, to be honest.
I don't even know the last movie he released is. So
there's a bunch of misses. That's all I know. It's like Wedding Crashers, Dodgeball, Black Hole.
Yeah, I mean, the last big thing I saw him in was True Detective, a couple years back.
Season 2?
It's a bummer, that season.
Oh, man. Yeah, that I tried to watch that season of that show, and I got either one or two episodes in, and I was just like, God, I just do not care about this cast.
I'm going to go with an unpopular opinion. Like, I tried watching the season 1 like 3 times, and I fall asleep every time. Like, really? it puts me to bed. I can't.
Brilliant.
Season 1 is my favorite piece of media ever made.
That's what everyone tells me.
Movie, TV, anything.
And I usually like things like this, but like I couldn't say it. It's just so slow. The burn's just too slow.
It is slow.
It never grabs my attention long enough to keep it. And so like I always am just.
Is it have you gotten past episode 1? That's my real question.
No, I know. I've literally gotten. We kept turning it on. It took us like 2 weeks to watch like the 8 episodes. We would keep passing out 30 minutes into it.
Oh.
And then we'd like have to figure out where we were, and then we tried. My wife and I tried twice. We could not digest it. It just I don't know what it was. That one didn't land on me at all.
I've watched it all the way through like 6 times.
I only saw it once, but I gotta tell you, after episode 2 with Alexandra Daddario, I was like, "Yep, this is the best show that's ever been made."
God.
Oh yeah,
that's a crazy scene.
Oh god,
crazy scene.
Dude, imagine like I know that like as an actress, she's probably like, "Oh, Woody Harrelson, he's a great actor. I can't wait to act with him."
He's like, gonna eat my ass on camera,
dude. That's just like such a gross. Like he's so much older than her. Like that is just disgusting.
I wonder what it's like for the actors in those scenes. Like I know it's awkward because there's like a room full of people you don't see, but like. Right. You're just sitting there with her fucking.
I feel like Woody Harrelson's got to be like one of the ones that's easy to do it with because like he probably makes it affable and he's like this is so goofy because he just seems like he just laughs at himself all the time. Meanwhile, if you get somebody who's like Robert Pattinson who takes it serious, who looks like he's always stone faced, that's probably really creepy. That's the way I look at it.
But at least dude, in that same scene though, at least they would be somewhat of the same age, so like it seems less creepy. But I
It
feel
doesn't
like
help that he looks like a serial killer all the time, though.
Yeah.
well, if you had as much talent bubbling inside you as he does, Dave, you'd
Yeah.
have to keep a serious face, otherwise it would just ooze out.
Yeah, along with the glitter and everything. I can't get over it still to this day. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm telling you, you gotta watch some of his independent
The problem
movies.
is,
He's good.
I'm bringing this back. The Batman trailer that he's in, he looks like Edward Wayne. He does not look like Bruce Wayne. It drives me crazy. I can't stand it. He looks terrible as Bruce Wayne.
Well, I think you need to wait for the film to come out. I'm sure you will be. I think you will be surprised at how good he is in it.
Like, he pulls off the bat suit fine, but it's the Bruce Wayne footage now that makes me go, what the hell are they doing?
Did you guys watch Fargo? It's kind of like
love-
True Detective in that every season.
What are you talking about? The show or the movie?
show.
I watched the movie 2 days ago, just randomly. That's
Oh
funny.
yeah. Oh
Fargo.
yeah. Oh,
Fargo.
yeah.
This is great slasher movie talk, by the way. Fargo season 1 and 2 are phenomenal. I didn't finish season 3. We started it and we just didn't finish it. And season 4 with Chris Rock, which is just
Chris
just
Rock's
dropped,
in it, right?
just dropped.
Yeah.
That looks amazing, and
Isn't
I
it a
haven't.
period piece.
I haven't
Is it
watched
set,
it.
like far back.
Every one of them's different.
some of
Every
them
one of
are,
them's
yeah.
different. Like the first one's set in like the current, like early 2000s, and then the second season set in the 70s or 80s. So
and then the third season's modern day, I think.
yeah,
It doesn't really give a time, but
right. And then the Chris Rock one is definitely not modern time. For
Like
what
the
I'm looking at.
20s or something like that.
season 3, Mary Elizabeth Winstead just getting out of a tub and just fucking her ass on display. Like,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
perfect.
That was pretty good.
A
Following
plus season.
that would have been the highlight of what I've seen of season 3, except for the fact that preceding that is when she goes over and pushes the fucking air conditioner out of the 6-story window and it just crushes that guy.
Right,
And it was
right.
like, oh, he just got demolished.
They did a good job of capturing the Coen brothers feel
Right,
Yeah.
no.
in the seasons that I've seen, but it's
Yeah.
definitely good.
No,
But anyway,
Chris-
slasher movies.
yeah. All right, Chris, what's your favorite slasher movie?
Always and for all time, the original Halloween. Perfect fucking suspense movie. And it started it all. Some people would argue that Texas Chainsaw started it all. Nah. Halloween, it's just a perfect movie. Like,
It's amazing.
if you I'll say right now, like, fuck all the sequels. Like, if you got rid of all the sequels, I wouldn't care. Like, just
Sequels aren't good.
just give me that original movie, and I'm happy.
Yeah,
Just everything, the build up,
everything with the dude. It did so many things right, especially like you're talking suspense. The times where you think people are gonna die because I mean, especially for us who have been raised with other movies, so it wasn't like slasher movies are common, like comical, like Jason was like the Jason movies that Dave was talking about. Those are like embedded in our DNA as movie watchers now. But at the time, I imagine watching the original Halloween, like you see him in the fucking window of the garage, and he doesn't kill her. He doesn't kill her there.
That's something.
And
Yeah,
you're
you see him just enough in the frame,
Yeah.
and then he's gone when she moves. Like, if it was the sequels, he would have killed her immediately.
Yes.
Right.
But even then, the sequels don't have anything like that in them. There's no scene of him in the background in the window, and there's just no.
Window.
It's just- And the thing that's funny about the original Halloween
Sorry,
is there's no
Chris.
blood. There's
Yeah, you're right.
what? What do you laugh at?
Sometimes
no
every
blood
once
at
in a while. Every once in a while, you'll just go like robot voice, and your screen will like deteriorate, and you're just like,
Oh, nice.
Window. This is funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, there's no blood in Halloween at all.
No, there's a little bit. There's a little bit when he gets stabbed in the eye with the coat hanger. You see a little bit of blood on his cheek.
Do you? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Well, I
guess
think
I
so.
don't think so. I'll
But yeah,
be on the
no.
I don't think so side.
Yep, it's just nothing but suspense. Like, in half the movie, you don't even know who the hell is following them. And the creepiest thing about it is it's just random.
Yeah.
He just picks random people and goes, I'm going to kill them.
He's just evil.
Just because they yelled at me because I was driving by in a car. Those are the people I'm killing.
Yeah. That's true. That is the basis of that movie. Those people yelled at him, so they're the people I'm coming after.
The score is fucking amazing. Like,
Scores are awesome.
It's just fucking the movie's just bluish tones and just dark. And if it was made today, like the most recent Halloween movie, like warm tones and very well lit. There was like no dark. Like I think of the scene where the boyfriend in the sheet, when he gets pinned to the wall,
right?
Like there's a whole scene of him just looking through closets where you can barely make anything out. All you can see is like the outline of him because it's not that well lit.
They would never do that today. I mean,
they wouldn't do that today.
Cinematography has changed so much. Also, that was such a low budget movie back in the day, like the way Carpenter made it.
Yeah, this is totally unfair, right? But you say that, but then I think of Game of Thrones and the the battle at night there.
Yeah,
they totally did that.
They didn't have enough money to make the CGI look good enough to show it in light. So they had to make the episode dark so you didn't notice how bad the CGI was.
Oh my god, that was like the worst season show of anything because of the bad lighting in that one. But
any CGI,
to your point is like that first Halloween movie. It's used correctly. Like when they have the bad lighting and then they use it to that effect, it makes it for a better effect. And it is a shame we've lost some of that with the modern techniques and equipment.
Yeah.
What's funny is a lot of people watch Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 back to back because
they take place the same night, right?
The same night. But you can tell how poorly made Halloween 2 is compared to the original because it's literally a Friday the 13th ripoff. Like he's killing people left and right. Like it's bloody. It's ridiculous.
Right. I think he only kills like 2 people in the first movie, right?
5.
He kills
that many?
Yes.
Wow.
He kills the guy on the way to Haddonfield. You don't see him kill him.
He kills his sister in the beginning. The guy on the way to Haddonfield, and then he kills the 3 teenagers.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
The rest of the movie is him just creepily either driving by or just walking and staring in the window. Like it's perfect. It's perfect.
No, it's a great. I love Halloween.
It's awesome. It started everything.
And even honestly, I know that they delete or whatever it was the reboot where they got rid of all the other movies and it's a direct sequel to the original one now.
Yeah, Halloween 1.
That's the best. Like it's not nowhere near as good as the original, but it is. Awesome. It is in a way it's the best one.
It's the best main one.
Yeah, it harkens back to enough of the good things in the first one that it was like the long take. Like when it has like where it follows him for the long take, like as he's walking through that house, like that was great. That was literally straight out of the original movie. And then
there's decisions that were made that I didn't like, but what I do like is how he does not give a fuck about Laurie Strode whatsoever in that movie.
No,
not even a little bit. Like she wouldn't have been on his radar if he wasn't led in the direction of her house.
Right.
But the whole entire time, she's been the one waiting for him for 40 plus years. And he's like, who? That aspect of it was really cool.
I loved, like, I don't see many horror movies in theaters because honest to God, as much as I love them, I'm a total bitch and I'm like afraid to like sit in the dark theater and watch these movies like alone. Like whenever I watch any horror movie, I saw that in theaters, but any horror movie, it's like 9 a.m. My wife's got my kids somewhere. I have all the lights on, the windows are open, and I have the volume at like 3. With subtitles on. Like that's how I watch horror movies the first time through.
Horror movies don't scare me, but
slasher movies are different because I find myself rooting for the slasher in slasher movies. So that's why I can make it through those. But like I can't do like possession movies or shit like that. Like
The Conjuring, you don't want to watch The Conjuring at 2 a.m. in the dark.
both Conjuring movies I watched exactly the way I just described it.
But I'll finish up with saying Halloween has the best ending one of the best endings to a horror movie ever. Where the
Yes.
whole movie, he just seems like a normal dude, and then he gets shot off a balcony multiple times, and then she's like, "Was that the boogeyman?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then he looks down.
He's like, I believe it was.
I believe it was.
As a matter of fact, it was. And then
As
he
a
looks over,
matter of fact, it was.
and he looks over, and he's just gone.
Yeah.
And that's fucking amazing. And then they just show scenes from where he was in the whole movie. Like at the end of the movie, they just show where he was in different.
It's just that
like you don't know where he is now.
Right.
Like, that was fucking perfect. Like,
it's just that score cutting back to all the places that he killed people, all the places, that's phenomenal.
I'm so fucking mad they made sequels to that movie. They never should have fucking made sequels. It's like The Exorcist. Like, why are you making sequels to that?
The devil came back.
Yeah. Linda Blair's like 40 playing a fucking 10-year-old in The Exorcist Part 7 or whatever, however many of the fuck movies they made.
Berto, what's your favorite slasher film?
It's always been Scream. Scream is my favorite. It's in my top favorite movies of all time.
Dude, all right, so that's good because I knew Crow was gonna bring up Halloween, and I was like, I have a feeling Berto's gonna bring up Scream. You guys just named my two favorite slasher movies, so there you go.
Yeah, dude, it harkens back to a time in around 6th, 7th grade for me where I was so obsessed with slasher movies. I used to watch the Halloween VHS, Scream VHS. I had all three eventually when they came out, but I was so obsessed with Scream. Me and Danny West used to watch Scream every night. And we used to try to make our own versions of it in the backyard with the big camcorder and shit. Oh my God. And it's such a funny, like smart, witty movie too. Like I love it. I love Scream.
It's brilliant.
It's awesome.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's tough for me to decide which one between Halloween and Scream I like more because
Scream means more to me.
While Halloween is the classic, timeless, I know it, like you wouldn't even get Scream without Halloween, right? Like so it's
Halloween's on in the background.
Yeah. But like it's while that's the classic like go to Scream, like you're saying, Berto, I know it reinvented the slasher movie, but for me, like that is a time in my life where like I was just able to start seeing like PG-13 movies myself, like in theaters. And then like, so when Scream came out, like I snuck into it. Like that's how
I never saw it in the theater. My mother wouldn't let me see it in the theater. I saw it a couple of years after it came out on VHS. I got the VHS of it. But no, we had just moved to Woburn around, I think it was 95 when that movie came out. So I was, 6, 7 years old. Yeah, my mom would not let me see that.
96. It was 96. Wasn't it 96?
I was 96. Okay. All right. So I was
96 and 97.
Yeah.
So because I remember, I was in 4th, like 90s, because it ran. That's the thing about Scream that people don't know is it was a flop when it first came out. Like it came out and it did not.
So was Halloween.
It didn't make a lot of money at all. And then the next weekend, because it got like mixed reviews,
right?
But then people who like slasher movies went and saw it that first weekend.
It did become a phenomenon.
It's the only movie in history, like you say Halloween too, but it's the only movie in history that I saw where it made every weekend from first weekend forward, it made more money as it went on.
Right,
like,
because I remember seeing the poster at Top 20 Video and at Blockbuster. But it was in that time pre-ish internet where the biggest things that people were talking about were the biggest things out. Where as a kid I couldn't go 5 minutes without hearing somebody talking about Scream. You know.
Yep.
Like
I miss those days. Actually, I miss days like that.
Whereas like the big thing was
so
even if it's just
And the sequels are decent too. 2 and 3 are decent movies. They're fun.
Their sequels are better than Halloween sequels. By
3 is a little on the sillier side, but I love 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are fucking hilarious. I love them.
Yeah, but 3's got that great Creed song.
Scream.
I just kind of sounded like him pretty good.
I give Scream huge props for literally revitalizing slashers after they literally were done to death.
Yeah.
And there was like no originality left and everyone was sick of them. And Scream just found Wes Craven found a way to make it
good again.
Yeah, found a way to make it fresh.
And they're like self-aware too. Like they,
it was self-aware, but still had a fucking awesome twist
and very intense. Like that whole ending scene in the kitchen. I go back and I watch it now as an adult, and I go, "Oh, that's hilarious." It's got its like over the top corniness, and it's kind of like a crazy scene. But when you're young enough and you're dumb enough, like that's like, "Oh, this is the height of intensity. This is so fucked up." This scene, they're stabbing each other, they're laughing, like they got the dad tied up on the ground. I'm like, this is wacky, like.
Yeah.
I felt grown up watching that, like
it's actually, honest to God, though, it's actually pretty clever because, honest to God, if they had killed the dad and they had killed Sydney, they literally could have gotten away with. They could have gotten away with it because their plan isn't that crazy. They stab each other a shitload, and then they're like, we killed the dad
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And it's like, I'm feeling kind of woozy here.
He was so good in that movie, Matthew Lillard. Holy shit!
He's great.
When he's like, you cut me too deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? That was also the end of the age where if you were casting 17 and 18-year-olds, you cast 25-year-olds. Like Skeet Ulrich was like 26, like when he played the fucking 18-year-old. I love it.
By the way, I talk about, like, obviously that movie's so much care went into the thought of this movie where they were like, even down to the opening scene obviously is timeless,
iconic. Drew Barrymore,
genuine dread. She's on the phone with somebody, he keeps calling. It like harkens back to all those old stories of like they're in the house, like like all that shit.
And he hits her with a fucking movie trivia battles game.
Yes, he does. Dude, exactly. It incorporates every bit of like of genre knowledge people who love slasher films love, and then for normal people who don't care about that shit, like they're just like on the edge of their seat because like, oh my god, like that's her boyfriend tied up, and like you just see him. Yeah, you just see him running past like the window and shit, and then when he's gutted and his fucking like organs are just hanging out, like it's grotesque. And it's like that's not even over because then he's still on the phone like, hey, we're not done yet. And then like she's gotta keep playing the game like after all this shit's gone down.
It's also one of the only slasher movies that has like grade A actors like across the board. Like every actor in that movie is fucking solid.
It's because the characters are solid. That's why.
Oh,
they were written well.
David Arquette and Courtney Cox.
But you also have the whodunit aspect, right? Like, so if you're not a slasher person, there's the whodunit. Like,
the mystery. The mystery.
There's the murder mystery part, like the God, I'm forgetting the name of the movie. But yeah, you have that aspect of it, which makes it very interesting from that standpoint because you're not just it's selling more than just the slashing and just the eerie suspense. There's also now this like.
The guessing
which one of these guys is the killer?
Yeah. Right. That's always the funnest part. Like aside from all the suspense, when you watch it for the first time with your friends, everybody's trying to figure out like, is it? I don't know. Like it's the second fun part about those movies.
Yeah.
And they always manage to get you. Like they're clever.
It's so funny because mine's Halloween, yours is Scream, and basically Scream is the Halloween of the 90s.
Yeah.
Because everybody ripped off
Craven, right?
Scream.
Yes.
Just like everybody ripped off.
No, Halloween was
John Carpenter.
Carpenter, okay.
Fucking I Know What You Did Last Summer and all that shit.
Urban Legend, all
Urban Legend,
movies,
Creepers, like it was all that.
Final Destination.
Berto hit us with a Urban Legend question in one of the trivia matches I was playing in, and like he's like,
Candyman question.
Yeah. It was the Candyman question.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, it's also the name of. No, I'm not gonna tell you I'll let that match drop on its own. But that was phenomenal when you hit us with that because I knew what it was right away. But the guy I was playing was like, I have no idea what.
Wasn't it Andy? Were you playing Andy?
Yeah. But I didn't want to reveal the.
I couldn't remember. Yeah, because Andy didn't get that question.
No, he got it wrong, and he was like, that's not a popular slasher movie, Urban Legend.
I was like, the massively popular Urban Legend. Because to me, it was. I assumed it was like super popular when it came out. But That was just my world.
It was
You know,
though. It actually was popular.
It was.
All the Scream ripoffs were popular.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's off the coattails of the
Yeah, 'cause people couldn't get enough.
right.
It's true.
That's why Urban Legend had like 3 sequels.
Right?
Did it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had a couple. It had a
Oh,
couple.
I only ever saw the first
God.
one.
I can't even remember the first one. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I have
It's
no-
on a college campus, and it's like
Hook for a hand.
yeah, all these people are getting no, Hook for Hand is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I confused that last time
They
too.
fucking blend into each other.
Urban Legend is literally just it's a college a bunch of college friends are getting murdered in the forms of like urban legends at the time.
The chick with the hair. Is in it,
Original.
right?
Oh, like the like I don't know, red or it's like the big hair.
Redhead
Rebecca
chick.
Gayheart or something like
Rebecca
that.
Gayheart. She's also a side
I
character
totally
in
saw
Scream
those
2.
movies. Yeah, that's right.
Rebecca Gayheart. That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Gayheart.
Uh,
That would have been my reaction then.
Yeah, definitely. But the Scream's phenomenal. I love the little nods to Halloween throughout it are just phenomenal. Like Billy Loomis,
Yeah.
Dr. Loomis. It's
Dr.
like
Loomis.
just even down to the character names.
Mhm.
and Matthew Lillard's like literally giving like a fucking class on Halloween as they're
Yeah.
watching it.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah.
Oh, be
And even in the
right back.
dude, even in the sequel, he gives the best. His character. You shouldn't even have killed him off even in the sequel because he was the best. His character gave the best like meta world views of what they were talking about in every movie.
I was shocked when they killed him. When they killed Randy in part 2 in the news van, I was shocked when they did that.
Because his whole thing about sequels, he's like, oh, sequels all suck. He's like going off about it, and then he's the first one to die.
And then in the third one, he leaves that video.
Yes, yes. He just
If you're watching this, I'm probably dead. Anyway.
yeah. So
Dude, remember Jay and Silent Bob were in the third one?
Yes.
They have the cameo in the Hollywood lot.
Yep.
Where he goes,
I don't
holy
remember
shit.
the third one.
Oh, what does he say? He
He
goes,
said
"It's the-
shit
he-
from Friends.
No, he looks at Courtney Cox. He looks at Courtney Cox. And he goes, holy shit, Silent Bob. It's the lady from the news, Connie fucking Chung. Hey, Connie, how's Maury?
Yeah. And then she goes,
she goes-
fuck you, asshole.
He goes, she likes me, dude. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you're right. They are it. Those guys
Connie
pop up in
fucking Chung.
Connie fucking Chunk. Oh man. Yeah, no, I love Scream. It's like I said, it's hard because as much as I love Halloween, I feel like Scream has more of like a special place in my heart because of where it
Yes.
hit me in life.
It's close. Yeah, it's closer to our generation.
Yeah.
Funny enough, though, and you want to know how much I like all these slasher movies? 3 years in a row, I went as Michael Myers at trick or treating, followed by the next year I went as Ghostface.
I went
and
3
then
years in a row as Ghostface.
Off the heels of that, I went as the guy from fucking. I went from the guy from I Know What You Did Last Summer. I had the slicker, I had a hat, and I had a fucking hook hand, and like so you can tell that like in that stretch of time I was like obsessed with slasher films.
Yes,
Oh, too
absolutely.
funny. I'd
I was
love to
gonna
hear
go
what
with-
you guys think of these babysitter movies on Netflix. I can't believe you. I'm shocked you hadn't seen them. That seems like something that you were like was spoon fed to you guys.
Sounds like something you right up
I'm
my
not
alley.
sure that I've ever watched a slasher movie on Netflix, so it probably isn't even recommended to me. And I own all the ones that I watch.
I knew of The Babysitter. I just haven't seen it.
Oh, so no one's seen it. Oh man, I think you guys would like it just based on what you're saying. It's the fun twist. It is goofy fun. They are goofy, but like it's a fun twist that they do put
I
on
like
the
Goofy.
slasher.
Goofy's good.
Yeah.
Dude, it sounds good. You know me, I love B movies and I love slasher horror movies, so it sounds like it's probably somewhere in that ballpark. So
It was one of those movies where my wife looked up and she's like, "What the hell are you watching?" I'm like, "Just go back to Facebook."
Shut up. It's babysitters.
Yeah.
This is kind of
It's
a sidetrack, but
super
not
gory.
really. I just started watching, and I've never seen any of Adam Sandler's Netflix movies. But that's not true. I watched the murder mystery one, and I actually with Jennifer Aniston, I kind of like that one. But I just started watching QB Halloween or whatever it is that's on there now. Opening scene of the movie, you have Ben Stiller reprising his role as the caretaker from Happy Gilmore.
I just saw something about that on
Instagram. Dude, I was like, holy shit, he's playing the same
Wow.
guy. And all this movie is, and I can't tell you if the movie's good or not because I only watched like 20 minutes of it. It's stupid from what I've seen, but I was laughing. All it is a like roll call of past Adam Sandler characters. There's an O'Doyle in it, a little O'Doyle kid that's a piece of shit. There's like, dude, like
that's
I'm
hilarious.
telling you,
he's mailed in this Netflix contract so hard. He literally was like, give me that guaranteed money, I'll make movies, and then he's like, put the least amount of effort that I've ever seen anyone put into getting a payday. They're all terrible.
Nicolas Cage, man. Nicolas Cage comes out with those fucking straight-to-video movies like every week.
That's true.
Yeah, but he's trying. He's like the opposite Adam Sandler. Like he's giving it all.
Well, that's because he's Nick Cage. But I mean, at the end of the day, he knows the movie's a shit. He's just doing it to pay off that debt he's got.
Fair.
That's true. Adam Sandler actually did it the smart way because he's like, I don't have to put any effort in. I don't have to do any marketing. I don't have to do anything. Netflix is going to do it all.
Well, he said like that whenever he embarks on a movie, he treats it like an opportunity to go on vacation with his friends, you know?
Yeah.
Like he even said that, you know, they're just little vacations. Like that's why they always shoot in like Hawaii and shit like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So he's got
smart.
The movie's just so far it's a hodgepodge of just different things that are, I've laughed and like like I said, I didn't think I'd like I didn't even like the trailer for this movie, but the character's got a stupid voice, which I hate all the Adam Sandler movies where he has a stupid voice. But he's talking. He's like, oh, get inside, everybody worried. Like the whole movie, it's not like Waterboy bad, but it's a voice. So
last movie he did that made me laugh was that animated movie he did.
Eight Crazy Nights.
Yeah, that one actually made me laugh quite a bit.
That's a personal foul.
Yeah,
I never saw that.
It was it's the last time he made me laugh on his own. Every now it's like the characters in his movies that make me laugh now.
But
I keep forgetting he was in Uncut Gems, so he's been making quality shit.
Yeah. That wasn't a Netflix one though. That was one.
Yeah.
I don't know if he backed that or if he just got cast. But,
right.
No, he's so I don't know if it's worth you guys checking out QB Halloween, but I'll probably finish it just because I was interested enough that I want to see what happens in the next 10 minutes of the movie. So
I'll add it to my list.
It kills me because it's one of those things where like South Park just like told the future before it happened. Because all I can think about is like Osimo like going off on all the different Adam Sandler is this and that. And that's basically been his career ever since then. It's like he saw that episode. He's like, I'm gonna make all those movies now.
Yep, that's pretty much what he did.
Yeah,
it's weird to me that he hasn't done actual sequels to his big successful movies. You know?
Yeah,
but
Happy Gilmore 2.
Happy Gilmore 2. I mean, it could write. Honestly, Happy Gilmore 2 could write itself. You have somebody
he doesn't.
I know, but. I feel like you could write it in a way that he has to like actually this is total side tangent here, but I was just thinking about this because Sacha Baron Cohen's Borat 2 is coming to Prime Video or whatever in a couple of weeks. Do you know what movie could honestly Will Ferrell could get a sequel out of and I could see being very funny is
Talladega
if he did
Nights?
Yes. Cuz think about the format for Rocky 3 where
that could work.
Super famous.
No, yeah. Think about that format where Sacha Baron Cohen has to come back and train Ricky Bobby as like because he beat him, so now he's got to come back and train him as like a friend, like the Apollo Creed thing. That would be a really funny movie if he did that. But
Anchorman 2 broke my heart in so many ways that like I don't know if I could ever give a Will Ferrell sequel at the time of day again.
I liked Anchorman 2, but it was
so bad.
I thought it was so weird. Like,
it's totally like the dynamic is totally different.
It was weird. I remember walking out of that movie with Andy being like was that good? Like, because like we laughed a lot, but it was so bizarre at times.
We laughed a lot, but I don't know if it was because the movie's good. But you didn't like Harrison Ford being a werewolf.
Oh my god,
Anchorman 2 is terrible.
I'm gonna watch that.
Bad.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, the plot is terrible. It doesn't even make sense.
Will Ferrell movie that's good though is the Eurovision one on Netflix. That was actually funny.
Jenna Fisher? No, Kristen
Who's
Wiig.
Kristen Wiig.
Is that Kristen Wiig? No, I thought it was.
Isn't
I
it
forget
Jenna
what it is.
Fisher from Pam from The Office?
Is it Pam?
That's the figure skating one. No, this
Yeah.
is another one called Eurovision.
Yeah, it's
where
about their
where
talent
he's
show.
doing a European talent show,
Yeah.
and it's the girl from Wedding Crashers, right? Is it Wedding Crashers?
Isla Fisher.
No,
Not
it's
Isla
Rachel
Fisher.
McAdams. It's Rachel
Rachel
McAdams.
McAdams. There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I
Yeah.
thought it was Jenna Fisher for some reason.
That's right. Rachel McAdams, Notebook.
Yep. Notebook. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was actually funny. That was a real. that was a funny.
And True Detective season 2.
Oh yeah, fuck.
That's right. She was in that.
She's weird.
All right. Does anyone have anything else to add? Slasher movie wise?
I think there's gonna be another Scream.
Yes, there is, and everybody signed on. All the original cast members that are still alive in the.
Looking old as shit.
I mean, are you gonna bring back Sidney Prescott just to kill her though? Because I feel like at this point, like that's kind of like shitty to do.
You can't do that. They're gonna take
She's gonna be the killer.
Yeah,
No,
they're gonna be the killer.
They're gonna take like the Halloween route with it and make her like some fucking badass,
Old fucking permanent lady.
Yeah, but it's been done though. You don't want to do that again. Like that's too soon.
It worked for Halloween.
Yes, but it just worked for Halloween. If they do it right now, that's like Scream works when it tropes on the other slasher movies because there wasn't one made for fucking 10 years between when Scream came out and when like
they got plenty
Jason
of
X
time.
came out.
They got plenty of time to think about it and reshoot it because it's not getting released in theaters. So
They should just go to space.
oh yeah, that worked for Jason, didn't it?
It would be awesome.
And Leprechaun.
I mean,
Leprechaun
Yeah,
in the Hood. What was worse, Leprechaun in space or Leprechaun in the Hood?
Leprechaun in space was worse because you could believe that the Leprechaun, based on the previous movies, could have ended up in fucking in the Hood.
that
in
movie.
my opinion.
Wow, that movie. I forgot about that one.
That
Killing
was
gangbangers.
that
Dude.
was the bad time in slasher movies.
Dude, with Ice-T, when he's like, a friend with weed is a friend indeed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
you gotta love Warwick.
Dude, the original Leprechaun's really good.
yeah, Jennifer Aniston was fucking hot in that movie.
Dude,
She was in that?
not.
Yes,
It was pre-nose job.
Pre-nose job. Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's got
I
like
forgot
my
about
nose.
that.
She's got my nose. See the side profile? She's got that going on the whole movie. So if that's attractive,
really? I thought she looked fine in
Does
it.
she have your goatee?
maybe.
Probably now.
It's got the fat guy from Pee Wee Herman. He's like one of the main characters. Those are the two big actors in Leprechaun, aside from
That's
Warwick
fucking
Davis.
nuts.
Jennifer Aniston pre-nose job and the fat
Well,
guy
she
from Pee Wee
wasn't
Herman.
big then. She wasn't big then.
No, it was like the first
was
thing she ever
nobody-
did.
Yeah, she was nobody then.
That was pre-Friends.
Yeah.
I just love, and this is good. This is good slasher talk. I love that the plot of Leprechaun or the setting is like North Dakota.
Is it really?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
dude,
Something
why?
strange like that. Something strange like that.
Like, because they couldn't afford to film it in Ireland, so what they did was they were like, well,
Oh.
we could rent this farmhouse and set the entire movie here for like
Yeah.
peanuts in North Dakota.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But
yeah, I don't really remember Leprechaun at all.
I will say, Leprechaun did freak me out when I was a kid. Like,
yeah. You know what? And this is terrible, but when I was a kid, it freaked me out too. So much so that when I actually saw like my first little person in real life,
Oh no.
like it freaked me out.
Well, okay. I thought you were gonna say like you screamed or said something crazy as a child.
I'm not
Yeah.
even talking about him himself that freaked me out. It was he had some interesting kills in those movies.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
I don't
Did,
know.
like a pogo stick killing one of them?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the first
yeah.
one. He's jumping
Yeah.
the shopkeeper. He's jumping on his fucking like lung.
One of the dudes eats his gold, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go get it," and he fucking like rips through his stomach and looks for his gold, and he's like, "Oh, there it is." I'm like as a kid,
Yeah.
I was like, "This is fucking brutal."
What is the plot of that movie? Like, why does he show up? I can't
So
even
a
remember.
guy, it's set in the beginning of the movie. He an Irish guy on a trip to Ireland or whatever caught the leprechaun, and made him show him where his gold is, which is like part of like the leprechaun lore. If he can catch a leprechaun, he has to give you his gold. So he does that and he steals his gold and comes back with it. It's 100 gold pieces. But then the leprechaun comes after him because he wants it back. So he ends up coming to North Dakota where the guy lives and murders his wife. And then the guy traps the leprechaun in a crate with a 4-leaf clover because apparently the 4-leaf. It's such stupidness. But basically,
that's awesome.
Basically, the whole movie is leprechaun escapes because other people have bought in the house and they are he's trying to find his gold, but these people have no idea what he's talking about. And then one of them does find the gold, but he's not aware there's a leprechaun. So like they take some of the gold to like a shopkeeper and like all these different places to get him tested. And the leprechaun basically goes on a killing spree across the entire town trying to get his gold back.
That sounds great.
It is great. The first one's, honest to God, the first one's really entertaining.
I'm gonna watch that before Cobra Kai.
I could tell you that Cobra Kai is the better watch, but
I'll be watching that and the babysitters and what else? RoboCop, and then Cobra Kai.
RoboCop, the greatest slasher movie of all time, The Terminator.
Terminator
is a fucking.
That's a slasher movie.
Yeah, that's technically. You're right. That's technically a slasher movie.
It is. It's very horror movie-esque. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, more slasher movie. Honestly, like, it's like you compare the first Terminator to the first Alien.
Alien
like,
is a horror movie.
Well, it's not a slasher movie though.
It's a haunted house movie.
It is a haunted house movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it even follows the logic that they get laid and somebody had to die. Like, I mean,
there you go. It's true.
That's true. If Michael Biehn didn't sleep with Sarah Connor, he wouldn't have died.
It's true. That's slasher movie 101.
That horn dog.
I
came from the future to fuck.
I told you that I sold my Father's Day present this year. My wife allowed us as together watch Terminator.
Oh my God.
It was because she asked me a question randomly about Sarah Connor. Like, I don't know how. She's like, what's the plot to Terminator? Because we were talking about Linda Carter, not Linda Carter. What's her
Linda
fucking
Hamilton?
name? Linda Hamilton, yes.
We can talk about Linda Carter though.
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman.
She's very smart.
Yeah, she was. But we were talking about the plot, and I basically explained to her, I'm like, well, like Kyle Reese comes back, he's John Connor's father, but like he doesn't know he's his father and all this stuff. And like I told that to my wife, she goes, that's a really good plot to a movie. I'm like, yeah, it is. And then like so we watched it and she liked it all the way up until like the fucking CGI like endoskeletons like walking around. And she's like, this looks terrible.
No, I argue it makes it creepier.
It's creepier. The stop motion.
Yeah, I think it's way creepier in the end
when
he's walking to the door.
Yeah,
and like it looks bad, but if it was like cleaned up and polished, it wouldn't be nearly as suspenseful.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
It's so clear. It's clearly animated.
Tough. It's 1984. You know,
I know. I know.
No,
I don't care at all. But when it said it took her out of the movie, I did not judge her.
Oh, especially now, seeing it for the first time. The shark in Jaws at the end would take you out of the movie. You know,
but it was 1984, and James Cameron had no money. So.
That's true.
No, but it makes like Terminator 2 like that much cooler. Right? It's like the original like we waited too long sequel that actually like is way better than you would ever saw coming.
It's
Terminator 2 is like 94, right?
91.
10 years later?
91.
Yeah.
91. Okay, so not 10 years later, but still, that's a
There's
long
a
time
deleted scene with Michael Biehn in it.
Yeah, I saw it. I watched it the other day.
Which they
in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have kept that in.
Yeah,
Sarah.
That was a huge mistake.
Gotta be strong, Sarah.
Yeah, that was that's a good Michael Biehn. No, but they should have kept that in. I think that was actually
Berto, say, give that order. I will not give that order.
I will not give that order. That scene's hilarious. You will take that order. I can't give that order.
That's
so
Michael Biehn.
So what horror movies are you guys gonna watch this month?
I keep trying to get my wife to watch different horror movies with me, and she refuses. So I can't imagine I'm going to watch it on my own, but I have been on my own. I had today off from work, so I literally spent all day watching the Hulu show Monsterland, and That's pretty good. It's there's actual creatures in every episode, just about, and but it's one of those things where it's like the humans are just as shitty that it's almost like you don't even care when they're getting like fucking eaten and shit. So,
Hell yeah.
I mean, the creepiest thing I've been watching recently is that Lovecraft County.
oh, it's so good.
Yeah, that's got that nice little Cthulhuism thing going on there in the background.
Is that the
Crazy
HBO
show.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was telling Chris that it's because he loves Resident Evil. I told him that the second episode of Lovecraft County is the best version of Resident Evil you'll ever get.
Really? I should watch that shit.
The one where they're in the mansion.
Yet another
Yeah.
thing that's going to be on before Cobra Kai. I'm watching that shit.
That show's
there's like-
really good.
There's like 8 episodes of that. That is a good show. It grabs
Oh.
you. It definitely does.
I
My
haven't seen. I've only seen 4 episodes of Love. I haven't watched in like a couple weeks. But the last one I saw was the one that was basically Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
And that one was fucking great.
It
Oh
is
my
good.
god.
They do a fun job with every episode so far. And like
Yeah,
you're right,
every
the
episode
narrative-
it's its own different genre inside this horror setting, and that's
Yeah.
what's cool about it. So
and
That's
the
pretty
narrative
cool.
the narrative builds on it. So I mean, like I'm definitely curious to see where they go with it. I think I'm somewhere in episode 7. I gotta catch up on where I'm at on that one. And then actual horror movies, I don't know yet.
I'm gonna watch Reanimator. I love Reanimator.
classic.
It's fucking amazing.
Oh man,
The
Yeah,
fucking Adam Sandler trailer is on my Netflix right now. Like I
Yeah.
just watched the whole thing. Halfway through before I realized what was on. It's fucking
yeah.
crazy.
I honestly I don't know. Like I don't know. I'd have to dive into my DVDs or Blu-rays to see anything worthwhile to watch, really. But there's some stuff. I want my wife to see the original Halloween, Wicked Bad. She's never seen it.
She's never seen it, really.
No, and I want to see it.
H2O.
Yeah, the original Halloween H2O.
H2O, baby.
I wanted to
Another
see,
Scream ripoff, by the way.
Or the one with Busta Rhymes where he's like, trick or treat, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. He
dude.
kicks through that door until the fucking house is on fire. Trick or treat, motherfucker. That's great. And
that's a good candidate. That's a good candidate for Wicked Bad movies right there.
Oh,
LL Cool J is in
H2O.
H2O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I saw Busta Rhymes in concert one time, and he was mad that the crowd wasn't energetic enough. So he actually stopped the concert mid song and lectured us for about a good 10 minutes about what he expected us to be like. And then we all kind of just walked out. Like it was like the saddest thing I've ever seen in concert.
Like, dude, you rap so fast. No one has your energy, bro. Like, you can't expect that of us.
I don't think I've ever heard a Busta Rhymes song.
He started doing jumping jacks on the stage mid-lecture. I'm like,
He's
what
on
the
speed.
fuck is this? This shit is wild.
Dave, you left out the fact that you saw him at like the Wells County like regional play center.
No, this shit was at Northeastern in Boston.
I know.
This was. I mean, it was like a small university crowd, but it wasn't huge. You had Method Man follow up, who was like just awesome. But like Busta Rhymes, it was like, get off the stage, man. We're done with you.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you this, Duffy. Sarah's gonna think Halloween is boring as fuck.
Well, I'll tell you the reason I even want her to watch it. I want her to watch it because I think she'd love the new Halloween more because it's such like a cool like woman taking charge, like kicking ass sort of movie, like on top of being a Halloween movie. So I think she'd really love that one. But I don't know. I could not in good conscience let her watch that before we watched the original Halloween.
You need the context. You need the context.
I don't know. I might watch so my once a year I will watch, even if it's not Halloween, I'll watch Halloween and I'll watch Scream. And I keep trying to get her to watch Scream too. She says no. And I'll watch An American Werewolf in London. Those are like my 3 go-to horror movies to watch. So
yeah, I'll watch Scream. I forget what else I'll watch, but I'll watch something else. Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas. That's not a horror movie.
No.
Every now and then I'll rewatch Event Horizon, that Sam Neill horror movie.
I put that on a little while ago. Wow,
that's an interesting rewatch, Dave.
Yeah, well, I like sci-fi stuff quite a bit, and so like that one gets me. And that one, I made the mistake one time of watching that at 2 a.m. in the dark by myself. Don't do it.
Every
that movie
year
creeps me the Fuck out.
There's actually one Halloween sequel I love, and you're not gonna believe
Season
it.
of the Witch.
Season of the Witch.
Yep.
You fucking weirdo.
It's my second favorite Halloween movie.
Go
I
out
watch
to
that,
Silver Shamrock.
Silver
I watch
Shamrock.
that I watch that every fucking year. With the original and some Dario Argento movies.
Oh, you know what's a good actual good Halloween movie? Not Halloween
Right.
not Halloween the franchise.
Right,
Halloween
Hocus
season.
Pocus, bitch.
No, you guys ever seen Trick or Treat?
Yes, that is
I
good.
haven't seen that one.
Trick or Treat is a it's like it's Michael Dougherty, the guy that did Krampus and the last Godzilla movie. He's got this movie called Trick or Treat, which is 4 individual stories in the same town that like are all Halloween based, and it's got the spirit of Halloween, which is a character called Sam Hain or whatever.
Sam Hain.
He's like a little
Sam Hain is in Halloween 3 also, right?
Yeah, he's a little trick or treater. He's like a little trick or treater guy with a fucking like pumpkin head, and and he is awesome, and the movie's awesome, and like the actual stories individually are really cool, and it's a really honest to God like top notch scary movie and funny too. Not so much scary that it's like I can't sleep. It's more like that person got what they deserved in that story, like that kind of shit. So
where do you watch it? Is it just
you could honestly, that's an older one. I guarantee you could download that one for free somewhere. And but I own it. I own it on Amazon. So that's one that I've watched before, but it was really good. And there's like 4 really good stories in there. And it's funny because it actually teaches you the actual like morals and like the rules of Halloween that like were set back in the past. Like make sure like if somebody shows up to your house, you give them candy because it you don't want to upset the spirits and like shit like that. And it's really cool. And I'll tell you, it's worth a watch.
I thought you were gonna say something like Ernest Gets Stupid.
I love Ernest Gets Stupid. That's actually kind of a scary movie. Honest to God, for kids, that movie's really scary.
I mean, that was like the classic Halloween movie I watched when I was younger. So that's why I was like, is he going to throw Ernest at us right now? Because that would be great.
Dude, honest to God, that troll is kind of scary in Ernest Gets Stupid. Like when that girl thinks the troll's under her bed and she like bends over to look and it's not there. And she's like, whoo, and she comes back up on the bed. He's right there in the bed with her. Like that's like an actual jump scare that like that movie has. When I was a kid, I was
creepy. He's creepy to like the full reveal at the end of the movie where he's like super goofy and like snotty looking, like the nose, and you're like, this ain't scary at all anymore. But yeah, like those scenes where like he pops up like that, yeah, they definitely did a good job setting some good creepy atmosphere.
The kid who falls in the ditch and he's like he can't get out, and then like he thinks Ernest has grabbed him because Ernest's voice is talking to him. He's like, I gotcha, and then he looks up and it's like that's scary too. That fucking movie's great.
Yeah.
And then you get the old fucking like witch lady whose like whole family's been killed by the troll, and she's like, I just want my family back. And, like, yeah, I'm gonna recommend to anybody who's watching this, go out and watch Ernest Gets Stupid. That should be your Halloween movie this year.
Closing thought.
Right. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks to anyone who watched this video. Anybody who's watching it in a repeat view, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll hit you guys with another Geek Babble and another round of movie trivia this weekend. We've been a little slow this last week, and that is 100% my fault. We've had some matches fall through the cracks that we're definitely going to get back up and running. The plan right now is to have this Sunday, we're going to do film another singles match and a teams match this upcoming weekend. So I will let you guys know on the Facebook page here on YouTube where and when those matches will definitely drop. But again, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys later.